the West Tigers, a club who have had a lot of outside backs, and this year has not changed. Every other position seems to be locked down by key players, except for maybe one back row spot. But the centres, there's a ton of options. There's 7 that I could think of off the top of my head. And I could realistically see any of them playing this year in 2025. So, I'm going to try and answer the question of who will play centres for the Tigers in 2025. The first and probably most optimistic of all the centre choices is, well, Josh Felstead. I am a fan of Josh Felstead, even though I haven't really seen him play very often. He's only played 3 NRL games. But that being said, he has scored a try. That's good, right? He made his debut against his former club in Manly around 2023. I think he was alright. He scored 2 tries for the Magpies in 16 games last year, so hoping he can just, get a few cup games, maybe not a few, play the whole season at cup, have some NRL appearances maybe, and But I wouldn't say he's better than people ahead of him. Next up, we have Brett Nathan, who, he's my least favourite Tigers player. But, that being said, Shane Richardson has said some good things about him and how he's come back to training a different player. So, I'm hoping he can get that poor discipline out of his game, and unfortunately, to be honest, he's probably going to play a few games. He just had some moments last year where he really was disappointing. I think he might have gone sin binned like 3 or 4 times this year, and that's, not great. That being said, he's decently experienced, and when he joined us, like the first few weeks he was with us, he actually had some pretty decent form. Like the back end of 2022, up until that we beat the Broncos, like he was actually pretty good, Brett Nathan. But a bit of a disappointing last 2 years from Brett Nathan. But that being said, I think he can hopefully he can find his best, and he could crack into the NRL side a few times, but more than likely probably just gonna play New South Wales Cup with Josh Felstead. And we've had him do it. Now, a lot of people put him in the centres in their Tigers teams, and honestly, I get why, because I know he did play alright there towards the end of last season, but I just don't think Dewey's a centre. I made a whole video why I didn't fit in our team anymore, but I'm looking for the positives here. Adam Dewey, when he's played in the centres, to be fair, he actually has played pretty well, and a lot of people in the comments were saying, he's not really a centre. He can obviously, I know he hasn't played there in a while, but he could play in the halves maybe if Luai or Galvin goes down. Well, I feel like I'd let Latu play. Just depends on which half goes down, to be fair. But I don't think Dewey is a bad player. I think he's a very skillful player, but I'd prefer not to play him in the centres over some of these other guys. So 5th, I think I'd rather play him there than Nathan and Felstead, but all the other guys are genuine centres, and I think they should be playing in the team. But I feel like Benji's probably going to play in there, so why does my opinion count? From now on, I feel like all these players are a better chance of playing than the previous 3, but I'd be happy with any of these 7, maybe except for Dewey and Nathan. Next, we have Solomone Kata, one of my favourite Tigers, to be honest. I'm really a big Solomone Kata. Just such a fun name to say, to be honest. I think he debuted for us I don't remember. I think it was he debuted against the Raiders in round 2. And he scored his first 2 tries against the Dolphins, and I was there. They were both down my end. Yeah, he's a very solid player in my opinion. I'm a really big fan of the way he goes about it, and I don't think he's ahead of anyone else on this list. And I think he could also fill in on the wing if anyone goes down, but I don't think he's as good of a winger as the next person on this list. And that guy is Geral Skelly, a new signing from the Dogs, which is why there's a Dogs photo. I couldn't find a photo of him in a Tigers jersey, so forgive me for that. Yeah, obviously we got him from the Dogs. He played a few times. He played in that elimination final against Manly. I think he scored a try. Yeah, he's a very solid player, Geral Skelly. And I'm a fan of him. Obviously, if Taruva or Staines goes down with injury or has to not play for the Tigers for whatever reason, he can definitely fill in on that wing spot. And yeah, but he's also a pretty good centre as well. So anywhere in the back line works for Skelton, I'd say. But I definitely have him behind some other guys. Next up, we have probably the most, well, actually, never mind, second most unlucky player with injuries on this list, but one that was very unlucky last year at least. Stafford Toa. He played 3 games last year, and he got injured all of them. In one of them, he did his hamstring running to score a try. And if he scored that try, we would have gone to Golden Point. Wonderful. Anyways, yeah, I'm a big Stafford Toa fan. I was really hyped when Olam signed. Spoiler alert, if you couldn't figure that one out, he's the number 1. He's a very powerful centre. And yeah, he had a very good 2023 season. He was also pretty solid in 2022, and yeah, Stafford Toa, he's a good player in my opinion. I'm a really, really big fan of Toa. He's a powerful centre, former Newcastle Knight, and I think he can have his best season at the Tigers this year. Obviously, last year was probably his worst season because he got injured in every bloody game he played. And he only played with Olam for like 16 minutes. I checked this earlier. And I would start him, I would say. So, yeah, Stafford Toa, I'd say, is the second best centre that we have at our club right now. Last, but certainly not least, in fact, probably the best, we have PNG's national hero, Justin Olam. Justin Olam is a powerful centre who debuted in 2018 for the Melbourne Storm, and as I said earlier, is PNG's national hero. He's a very powerful centre, and him and Toa, two, powerful centres, is very good. And if he's on Taruva's edge, which he should be, that would be an epic combo. PNG with Fiji on that edge would be epic. The PNG fans will, love that I've said he's the number 1. And, yeah, he's a very, very good player, Justin Olam. And I'm hoping he's just a bit more, a little less unlucky with injuries and suspensions that he had last year. Yeah, and I think he can have a really big season and can hopefully score a few more tries and maybe get back to his Melbourne Storm form. Yeah, I'm really hoping him and Toa are starting centres in round 1. And yeah, Justin Olam is, I'd say, our best centre. And if there's one thing that's constant other than halves in Tigers' predicted lineups, it's Olam and the centres. And, well, Buller at fullback as well. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure to like, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subs. by the end of January. That'd be really nice. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.